here with another tutorial. As you guys, a lot of you guys remember the last time I did the tutorial with the beard dye, the beard dye, shaping up the beard, lining up the hairline, and basically just trimming my hair. So I cut my hair live. It got cut off almost, like I was almost done, and then it got cut off. So, but this one's not going to be as long because I'm not cutting anything or dyeing my beard. All I'm doing today is I'm going to trim up. I'm going to trim up my hairline a little bit. I'm gonna trim up my beard line and show you guys how I do that. So as you guys can see, you can see that the hairline, the neckline is a little jagged. You guys can see here my beard got some hairs growing in there, and obviously my hairline not as crispy as it needs to be front and back. You guys can see that my beard, and again, my hair grows very quickly. So you guys can see that my beard is, my mustache is starting to grow in. So, we're about 10 minutes from showtime. I'm going to break down that Fresh and Fit podcast that happened on Monday with the girls talking about EPAR. But I can't go on the air with a beard and a hairline that's not looking so good. So what I'm going to do, I'm only going to use one tool today. That is going to be my Andis T-liners. I've got like 8 or 9 sets of these. I'm always fixing them, repairing them, blah, 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 blah. I probably buy a new one every 5 months or so, just to keep them in rotation. You never know. All right, so the first thing that I do, and this actually is something that a lot of people sort of neglect to do, is they only put on the alcohol after they're done. Well, what you need to do is you need to apply alcohol before and after your lineup. And the reason why, a big reason for razor bumps, shave bumps, etc., is because there's sweat, there's bacteria, there's oil, and obviously you want to use obviously you want to make sure your blade is clean. But if you clean everything up, if you clean your neck up with the alcohol, you guys can see that that's a little bit brown, which means there's oils. There's oil and dirt. Well, when you're penetrating your skin that many times with a T-liner, that oil and dirt gets deposited where your hairline is, and a lot of times that can cause irritation and subsequently bumps. So a pro tip is to put alcohol where you are going to be trimming. This way, you're less likely to get those shave bumps. So I know I'm going to be trimming here and here. I'm going to be trimming here, definitely going to be doing the neck, and definitely up top. And this will take just a few minutes, guys. You guys can see. I'll back it up. You guys can see. I look halfway decent, but I don't look as good as I need to. I guess what I'll also do, if I can find these damn things, is I will actually, now that I'm thinking about it, after I'm done trimming everything up, I will then fade my I'll fade my beard up into my hair, just for the added look. And of course, I never know where anything is, so it always takes me a few minutes to get my, there we are. So I got my guards here. And the guards that I'm going to be using are for the T-liner. So, here we go, there's it, there's another one. There we are. Excellent, perfect. I found them all in less than 5 minutes. That is a new record. So here are my guards for the T-liner. I use the 5/8. I use the 1/4 and the 5, or I use the 1/4, the 5/8, and then the 1/16 to fade that in. So, all right. So everything is all cleaned up. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna clean up the hairline. I'm gonna cut it apart. I'm going to trim up the beard. Then I'm gonna fade the beard into the hairline. So that's what we're gonna be doing. All right. So everything is all cleaned up. Make sure your blade is clean. Make sure I've already oiled my blade. Make sure your blade is nice and clean. and then you proceed to cut in the part. It's every once in a while it can be a little challenging, but cleaning up your hairline is always much easier when the hair is a little bit longer for obvious reasons. Those of you who watched the last one, before I actually cut my hair, I cut in my hairline so that I wouldn't have to do it. I would have more to see and more to work with. So here we go. We're doing this right now. And the longer your hair is, the longer the crispiness stays in the hairline, just by virtue of it being longer. Take it all the way across here. You guys can see I'm doing this very carefully. And again, guys, I've been doing this since I was 15 years old. So it's very simple for me to do. Every once in a while I do mess up, you know, it's just how it is. It's the nature of the beast. Sometimes it's not the equipment, sometimes it's just operator error. Okay, make sure we get, that's a little off. Let's go ahead and cut that in. Okay. So we're already straight going across. Already straight going across. Perfect. Excellent. So now I'm going to cut in the vertical lines. There we go. See? Looking good. Nice and crispy here. So we're good on the right side. Now we'll quickly do the left side. Clean my blade. Clean your blade often, guys. Clean your blade often. If there's hair stuck in the blades, it can make your hairline a little jagged. There we go. Very good. Now you see I went a little further up than I needed to. That's a mess up. It's no big deal. A lot of guys think that, and I make these minor errors all the time. So you guys can see, nice and crispy on this side, nice and crispy on that side. You see where I went up just a little bit too far. No problem. It's, when you look at it from afar, you really can't tell. You really can't tell. A lot of guys like to try to get it perfect all around, and what they end up doing is they cut their hairline all the way back to finally get it straight. That's never worth it. If you slip up, if you have a minor mess up, just let it go. Just let it go. It'll grow back. It's all good. So now I'm gonna cut in. Let me get this part because that's not necessarily. There we go. So now we're gonna cut in the part. The part for me makes the hairline. So here we go. Now when you're cutting in your part, you want to tilt the blade. You want to tilt the blade. That way, if you want a nice thin, like razor thin part, and some guys like parts to be a little thicker. So the thinner you want your part, the steeper angle you take. If you want it to be a little thicker, drop it a little bit. Even thicker, drop it a little bit. I like mine to be somewhere in between, so that's how I do it. Be patient with the blade, guys. There we go. Part's looking good. All right, very nice. So there we go. There's my part. There's my part. It's a little, actually, you know what? I need to widen it up here in the front. If there's an area of your part that needs to be a little bit wider than the rest, it's right here at the front, the entrance. You don't want to block the entrance because you want the part to be distinguishable. You guys can see that top part is just a little further up. I'm gonna push that back a little bit. There we go. Nailed that one. Nailed it. There you go. So you've got the nice opening to the part. flows seamlessly back into the hairline, and just like that, my hairline is looking crispy. So now we're going to do the back. And I do this with a mirror, obviously, because nobody can see behind their head unless your name is Jason Kidd. Just going to tighten this up. There we go. There's one side. Hoping you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'll figure out a way to make this more visible to you guys. There we go. All right. So I've got the front all done. And again, listen, I'll even point out where I messed up. You guys can see right here where I just went up a little further. But when you're looking, unless you're actually looking for it, you can't really see it. And even if you did, it's not going to make that big a difference. It's not going to make that big a difference. All right. So okay, so we got all that done. So now we're going to do we're going to do my beard. First, I'm going to do the mustache. And again, we're not doing anything drastic. We're just trimming it up, tightening things up. There we go. I just make sure it's just off the upper lip. So you guys can see right here where it's starting to protrude my upper lip. All I'm trying to do is get it off the upper lip. Good. Now we'll clear out the tuft area. Very nice. All right, good. There we go. There we go. Awesome. Now we're gonna trim up the sides here. Nothing drastic. Just gonna keep the hair. Gonna keep the hair away from my face, away from my eyes. Again, this part isn't hard at all. Just gotta be patient with the blades, guys. That's all there is to it. And your equipment is the key, man. You gotta have good equipment to be able to do this. So now we're gonna trim up the lower end, the neck area. There we go. All right, cool, good. So just like that. That took me what, 10 minutes. Everything is good. Everything looks good and crispy. So now we're in the home stretch here. So now we are going to fade the beard in. Fade the beard in here. So you guys can see there's a clear distinction in hair length from here to here. All I'm trying to do is blend it in. I go high to low. So this one is the 1/4. Look at that, it's already faded in there. I don't even think, you know what? Actually, I'll tell you what I will do. So that's the 1/4. Do it on the other side now. Oh yeah, that blended nicely. Look at that. Perfect, okay. So the 1/4 blade actually did most of the work here for us. So now we're gonna go to the 1/8. We're going to go to the 1/8. And I don't start as low as I did with the 1/4. I'll start a little higher with the 1/8. That's what gives us the nice fade, right? There we go. Excellent. Now we're going to go with the 1/16. You guys can see it. 1/16. There you go. Be careful with the 1/16. It is very, very low. It's got to be... There we go. Excellent. Wow, look at that. And so now you guys can see that the beard fades almost perfectly into the hair area. It gets long hair, and little by little it fades up. We've got our crispy hairline. We've got everything going on. So that's the that was a quick tutorial. I enjoy doing these. I actually enjoy doing these for you guys. Oh yeah, one last step. So the last step you're going to do is your alcohol. Right? So you're gonna apply alcohol. You're gonna apply alcohol everywhere the raw blade touched. So we're gonna go with the hairline. I'm gonna go with the cheek line down here. The bottom of the mustache, the tuft area. The neck. Then of course, down low, or in the back. I don't know, I actually kind of like the sting. Yeah, rubbing alcohol, that's all it is. Yeah, that's all it is. Make sure you rub behind your ears. Clean all that out. Then you brush your hair one last time, one last pass over. And shape your beard a little bit. And voila. Nice crispy hairline all around. Everything is nice and neat, nice and clean. And that's that. That's that. So, all right, perfect. So that's going to do it for this tutorial. Right from here, I'm going to go right into the studio. I'm going to hit the live button, and I'm going to break down the Fresh and Fit podcast from Monday with the EPAR conversation. That is going to be a doozy. So I will see you guys in about 5 minutes. Thanks for watching. I got to figure out... There we go.